Querían hablar sobre la afirmación del Banco de Inglaterra de que los hombres pueden quedar embarazados. Ella sostuvo que esto era cierto y que un hombre podría ser en realidad una mujer por dentro, señalando los pezones masculinos como una supuesta evidencia. Él le hizo notar que el desarrollo de los pezones no está determinado por los cromosomas. Esto resultó en una situación embarazosa para ella, como podrás ver en este video. La conversación en vivo se volvió controvertida después de estas declaraciones. Te invito a ver el video completo y compartir tu opinión. Pero antes de continuar, si disfrutas de este tipo de contenido, suscríbete a nuestro canal. Nuestra meta a mediano plazo es alcanzar los 100,000 suscriptores. Sin más preámbulos, empecemos.
Can't the Bank of England get on with its job and keep inflation down rather than saying that men can be pregnant when they quite clearly can't?
Jacob, they can and they are.
Men are pregnant.
Men are. You're getting a little bit confused, as you do, with your sex assigned at birth and the gender that you live. Right? The gender that you live.
I'm not.
No, you are.
Nonsense.
Well, who are all these trans men giving birth? Because they are.
Then they're still women if they're giving birth.
But then you're talking about biological sex.
They're medical monsters.
David,
They're mere Frankensteins.
Well, that is exactly the type of horrible language people used about gay men in the 80s.
It's just true.
And I think
it's
you should
just true. It's just true.
How can you call natural people living their natural lives something like that?
If a person comes along who is an ordinary person, says they want to be Napoleon, you don't say, there, we'll give you a coronation. You say, I think you really ought to see a doctor.
This is completely different.
If a man, the parallel is exactly.
Oh my goodness, maybe to you, but the British Medical Association and the British Psychological Society disagree with you fundamentally. And in most countries now, you have men, women, third gender. And actually, in your own House of Commons, when you look up MPs, it says, are you looking for a man, a woman, or third gender?
But you don't. And only women can give birth to children.
It's just so not true. When was the last time we all had our chromosomes checked? Because I would love it if you were an XXY.
Sorry, this is really, Jacob, can we, this is simply rubbish. This is willful, fundamental, scientific misinformation.
But it's not.
And it is absolutely.
Well, why is it
if you let
supported
this
by...
woman continue, we will be...
No, I want...
This woman!
I thought that was a badge of pride.
We
will be subject to censorship.
I want to let Amy continue because I can't really believe that anyone thinks what you think. Oh, and you're not just teasing.
Could I suggest there's a really lovely documentary called Seahorse about a man called Freddie who has a baby. A man has a baby.
But he doesn't.
Happens
He's
now.
a woman. You can't be a man if he has a baby.
He goes through life as a man. If you saw him in the loo, he would look like a man. He lives as a man. And do you know what?
Not if you looked very carefully.
I have been.
And not, I think, when he was giving birth.
I think you two are particularly obsessed with genitals, and it's not a good look. And actually, hate crimes against transgender people are going up.
I don't hate them. I just think they're
You don't understand them. And do you know something? Do you know something that's so damaging for the trans community is being misgendered?
No, but I think they're completely entitled to do and say what they want. And that's absolutely for them to live their lives.
And they have a baby sometimes.
It's not for me to tell them how to live their lives. But you can't get away from the straightforward fact that only a woman can give birth to a child.
But you're reducing what socially...
That is just
so
fact.
Men, women...
Jacob, can I just say, I think you're being deeply unsympathetic to this very interesting argument, because every time you're in church and receive Mass according to the Catholic rite, you see a form of transubstantiation.
Yes.
You believe that because the priest utters words, therefore the bread...
I believe because God said it.
But
I believe because Christ rose from the dead.
You believe in a form of words. I think what Amy does, Amy believes in a similar miracle. I mean, what I think is fascinating is the extent to which science has been abandoned, and instead we just proclaim that because somebody says, I am a man or I am a woman, they are. And then we twist, we throw away 300 years of scientific...
David.
We produce rubbish about chromosomes. Once again, it's disgraceful.
When you were in the womb, what did you start off as? Why do you have nipples?
Well, we know all about that. That doesn't affect the chromosome.
No, quite.
It does.
David started off.
When's the last time? No, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And there have been transgender people throughout society, throughout history, and most civilized societies now recognise that. We are one of view that does not recognise the third gender.
You tried once claiming transgenderism in Africa, South America.
I find this very difficult.
Hilarious.
In Brazil,
It's just funny. It's
I
really
can't
just
really
funny.
well,
believe
look up the status of trans people in Brazil, because
but
it's much
it's an
better than
interesting
here.
argument.
El Banco de Inglaterra declaró en el año 2023 que todas las personas, sin importar su identidad de género, podían ser tratadas como embarazadas. Esto se reflejó en su supuesto compromiso de dedicar un piso de sus oficinas para ofrecer baños de género neutral. Además, introdujeron el término de género neutral progenitor gestante en su política de permiso familiar. También revisaron sus políticas para asegurar, entre comillas, que no hubiera ninguna supuesta discriminación de género. Estas acciones fueron hechas a fin de ser reconocidos como uno de los 100 principales empleadores en términos de inclusión por parte de una organización conocida como Stonewall, una organización benéfica para los LGBTQ. Además, el banco había tomado medidas para apoyar a su personal en la reasignación de género, comprometiéndose a pagar tratamientos de reasignación de género mediante seguro médico privado. ¿Qué opinas? Durante el desarrollo embrionario, todos los fetos humanos comienzan con características que son comunes a ambos sexos, incluidos los pezones. En etapas posteriores, la presencia o ausencia de ciertas hormonas y la actividad genética específica influirán en cómo se desarrollan estos tejidos. Si bien los cromosomas sexuales desempeñan un papel importante en la determinación del sexo, no son los únicos factores genéticos involucrados en el desarrollo de los pezones. Hay múltiples genes que influyen en la formación de los pezones y las glándulas mamarias. Las hormonas desempeñan un papel crucial en el desarrollo de los pezones. Durante la pubertad, por ejemplo, tanto en hombres como en mujeres, las hormonas sexuales como los estrógenos y la progesterona en las mujeres y la testosterona en los hombres afectan el desarrollo y la sensibilidad de los pezones. Factores ambientales como la nutrición y la exposición a ciertas sustancias químicas durante el desarrollo fetal y la infancia pueden influir en el desarrollo de los pezones y las glándulas mamarias. Aunque los hombres y las mujeres tienen la misma estructura básica de los pezones, existen diferencias individuales en su tamaño, forma y coloración debido a una variedad de factores, incluidos los genéticos y hormonales, así como la edad y la salud en general. ¿Y tú qué opinas? Déjamelo saber en los comentarios. Y aquí culmina este video. Si te gustó, dale like, comenta el video y compártelo. Gracias, hasta luego.